As the investigation continues in the shooting at the shops at Iverson Mall, we want to bring in Congressman Anthony Brown, who represents Prince George's County. Congressman Brown, 27 days ago, we were talking about the shooting in Buffalo, 17 days ago in Uvalde, yesterday in Smithsburg, Maryland, now today in your district, in PG County. What's your response to today's shooting, but not just today's? Prince George's County actually maps out the number of shootings within the region. Already this year, PG County has had 112 shootings where someone was hit by a bullet.
Sure. Look, whether we're talking about mass shootings, which gets a lot of national attention, or what maybe a randomized shooting or an isolated shooting, there has to be a greater sense of urgency in this country. And I think what we did on Capitol Hill in the U.S. House of Representatives this week reflects that sense of urgency. We did a number of things to, restrict purchases of guns, to ensure safe storage of guns. But this, it's got to pass not only the Senate, but I'm calling on more action in capitals in every state around the country.
So let's talk about that. The House passed your legislation this week called Raising the Age Act that would raise the age to buy semi-automatic rifles from 18 to 21 years old. Now, you served in the military. You also trained with these weapons. Why this bill? How do you think this bill will prevent tragedies like the ones that we're seeing this week?
Sure. Well, first of all, Buffalo, the shooter was 18 years old. Uvalde, 18 years old. Go back to Parkland, Florida, 19 years old. In fact, the 6 of the last 8 or 9 mass shootings, or the deadliest mass shootings in the last several years, has been an 18-year-old or someone under the age of 21 with a semi-automatic weapon. These are intended to take lives of a large number of people in the shortest period of time and to wreak havoc on them, even if you don't take their life. The velocity of the bullets that come out of these guns, what it does to the body, is horrific, and of course, most often deadly. So in this country right now, you have to be 21 years old to buy a handgun. So let's just raise the age to the same age, 21, to buy a semi-automatic rifle. I would prefer to ban all semi-automatic rifles today, but let's take an incremental step. If we can't ban them outright, let's at least raise the age to 21.
So you even said on the House floor that this isn't enough, but it's a place to start. And, we've been talking so much about division in Congress, but you can actually say the opposite to that, because you worked with your Republican colleague, Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick, to pass the Raise the Age Act within the Protecting Our Kids Act. So how do you even start to have these conversations and find common ground with people with the opposite opinion of you to pass legislation to save lives?
Look, I think public sentiment means everything. And if you look at where the American people are, over 80%, I think it's 84% or so, support universal background checks. Just make sure that the people that shouldn't be able to buy guns can't buy guns. 72% support the bill that I introduced, which is raise the age. And so let's start with the common sense provisions that have broad support, Democrats, Republicans, and independents. So let's talk about the sensibilities and the preferences of the American public. And as representatives in Congress, our actions should reflect the will of the people. And today, the will of the people is saying, raise the age, universal background checks. Okay, and that's what the American public wants to see Congress do. That's the nature of the conversations that I'm having with my Republican colleagues. And by the way, we did get 10 Republicans to support the Raise the Age bill. So, it was a bipartisan measure, but we need more Republicans to come on for even more provisions to ensure that our neighborhoods are safe.